row is uniquely identified. For to making every row is uniquely identified purpose, we are using unique and primary key constants. Unique and primary key constants. Okay, na? So that how it is. Yesterday I was explained to you. And later, second one is what we called as a referential integrity, guys. Basically, referential integrity is nothing but okay. So it is used. That means in this integrity mechanism, in this integrity, this integrity mechanism, we are creating we're creating a relationship, creating relationships between between tables. And it can be possible, okay, it can be possible by using of a foreign key constant, key constant. So referential integrity, guys. Referential integrity, the main intention of this referential integrity is nothing but what now, to making okay the relationships in between tables. So whenever you want to make relationships in between table, so compulsory we should require a foreign key, and without foreign key we can't make it the relationship in between tables. So whenever you want to make the relation, there we compulsory use a foreign key. Okay, na? So that is what it was telling, guys. Here referential integrity mechanism is telling. And the next one is domain integrity. The next one is domain integrity. So what is domain integrity means? So domain is nothing but, guys, here domain is nothing but column, is nothing but column. So every column is called as a one domain. Every column is called as a one domain. And so each column, whatever the value is accepted, guys, here before accepting a value into a particular column, that value is valid or invalid, I need to check. So that means domain integrity, what it was telling here, to check data, to check data is valid or invalid. Okay, I need to check data is valid or invalid. Okay, so suppose if data is valid, data is valid, then then accepting then into accepting into a column. Otherwise if data is invalid, then not accepting into a column. Okay, na? So this is what we called as, guys, here. So domain is nothing but column, and whenever you want to insert some data or some value into particular column, first of all that value was going to be checking by your server by the help of some constraints. And after checking, okay, in that checking, if it was okay, that means valid means accepted. If it is invalid means not accepting. Okay, na? So that is what domain integrity is telling us. And in this domain integrity, we are using the few concepts here, the few constants here. One is called as a check constant, not null constant, and default constant. So check, not null, default, these are the constants which will be used for to implement a domain integrity mechanism, right? So these are the, guys, here the three types of integrity mechanisms which was comes under declarative. Okay, and finally whatever the keys I'm using finally you can see, by using of unique and primary key, by using of foreign key, by using of a check, not null, and default. So these are all are called as what now, guys, here these are all are called as a constants. These are all are called as what now, constants. So finally all constants are, that means simply we can say constants are used constants are used to to restrict to restrict or enforce or enforce invalid data into a table. Okay now, so what is a constant here? Constants are used to restricted, otherwise enforcing invalid data into a table. So that means whenever user trying to inserting some invalid data, so that invalid data is not going to be allowed. So that kind of invalid data restrictions purpose, enforcing purpose, we are using what now? Constant. So that is the main thing of constant, what it will do. Okay, and later after that, then we have to see types of constants. The next year. So we have few types of constants, we have it now. Okay, in this first one we called as a default constant, second one is called as a unique constant, third one is called as a not null constant. Okay, fourth one is called as a check constant, fifth one is called as a primary key constant, sixth one is called as a foreign key constant. So total the six constants we have it, guys, which will be using on my table structure whenever I want to restricted my table. Okay, sorry, restricted my data on particular table. So there we can use these all constants, right? Now, and let me see one by one constants here. One by one constants we can see now. So first one is called as a default. So what is a default constant? What is a default constant here? Observe. Basically, default constants are we are used for to to assign a defined user defined default value, a user defined default value to assign a user defined default value to a particular to a particular to a particular column to a particular column. Okay now, so generally what it was happening, guys, here, for example, we all of you know, whenever we left a particular column, that means we are not inserting the data into particular column, by default what it was taken, guys, here null was taken. Yes or no? That we all of you know. Okay, for example, let you see now. Now you can see, guys, generally when we created one, this is one small table I'm going to designing, guys, here. So table successfully deleted. But whenever I want to insert now, suppose are you inserting here, insert test number 3 and sending, okay, serial number, okay, column value only I'm passing here. The serial number is 1021 I'm sending. So whenever I'm passing like this, guys, here, I'm going to sending value for serial number column, but not a name column, but not a name column. So now tell me guys here, when I entered only serial column and I left my name column, then what it was taken by default, guys? By default, your name column, what it was taken? Come on, guys, any guessing? By default, what it was taken? Yeah, by default, it was taken null. So I inserted now and see, but it was taking default value null. But tell me, guys, here, but tell me, whatever the null was taken here, whatever the null was taken here, okay, now, whatever the null was taken here, let you come out, let you come out. This null is assigned by user or else assigned by automatically, guys. Come on, assigned by user or automatically assigned by system. Yeah. So here null is automatically assigned by system. It means that null is simply we called as it is a system defined default value. It is a system defined default value. It means that how many times you left a particular column, how many times you left a particular column. For every time, for every time, your system will assigning some null value. So for example, you can see, suppose I'm inserting second row and I will go for to enter this. Again accepted, but again your name column, what it was taken again, null only. So that means how many times your column is left here. For every time the column by default are taking null value. So that is a common thing and common point in our database. In our database. So this is what we called as, guys, here system defined default value. But my question is, instead of system defined default value, suppose user want to assign some value to a particular column, then how we can assigning means, now let me go for to take another table, test number 4. Suppose name, suppose I'm giving name. Here I will send here default, the name is, for example, okay, for example, the name is Sai something, I will give it. So whenever I want to execute this table, guys, here table successfully executed, and you can see your table. Okay, see your table. Now test number 4 now, yeah, test number 4, nothing data. Now I'm inserting, but this time you can see, guys, here I'm inserting again serial number only for test number 4 table, but I'm not passing name. So when I'm not passing name and now executed, so can you tell me, guys, here by default which name was taken here? Okay, Sai was taken. So Sai was taken here. Observe, let you come out to call your test number 4 and to execute it now. Yes, Sai. Again, if I'm going to inserting here, so one more, okay, serial number. So how many times you want to left here? That many times it was automatically taken what here? Sai value. So this is called as a user defined default value. That means how to assign a user defined default value. How to assign a user defined default value to a particular column. So by using of your default constant. Okay now. So this is the purpose of default constant, guys. Here how we can use it, right? Now in the next one is what now? Unique constant, guys. Unique constant basically we are using for, okay, to restricted to restricted duplicate data or duplicate values, but but allowed allowed null, okay, allowed null into a column, allowed null into a column. So unique constant, the main intention and purpose why we want to use on a table column means, suppose you want to restrict you don't want to allow duplicate data on, okay, duplicate data you don't want to allowed on your table column. So that values when the user is going to be inserted, okay, when user is going to be inserted, unfortunately or fortunately some duplicate values are inserted by user, either fortunate or unfortunate. So we have to tell that name or the data already existing in your server. Okay, what we're telling, okay, what it was telling us here, that was already existing. So the kind of error it was going to be showing us. But here uniqueness, okay, if anybody try to insert the duplicate values, immediately the duplicate values are restricted. But the problem is what now unique means, unique is accepting nulls here. Okay, and now you can see one small example on this. So I'm going to create here, okay, so create table test number 5, and now I want to say EID. So I'm passing here unique, okay, and I'm passing some product name, okay, right. So if you want to enter product on product name, you can apply your unique here. If you apply unique, so your unique constant I was applied on two columns, guys, here integer column as well as I was applied here product name column. Okay now, right, now you can go created. So fine, the table is created successfully, okay, and these constants information, suppose in the previously also we created your constants are what now with by using of default, by using of default already we created now, right. So in the test number 4 table, if you want to accept here, and here you can see, guys, here after open your table, okay, after open your table, your columns and keys and constants are there. So what is said in your table, how many columns are there? The columns you can see it now, what are those? But on these columns I was applied or not keys, keys are not applied, that I can see, okay. And in the same pattern, constants I have to open. Now you can see the constant is going to be showing us. So that means the default is a conditional constant we called, because along with the constant, along with this constant, we are passing some value. So whenever you want to pass some value along with the what we said, guys, here constant, okay, then those are called as a conditional constant. When we are not sending any value along with constant, then those are called as just keys. So every key, if you identify key, is not given any conditional value. That's why you can see when I'm using unique constant, directly unique constant is there. But whenever I want to use a default or any other constants here, then the data will be not allowed, and the data will be checking here. First of all, whether allowed or not allowed. After checking and condition is satisfying your value, then only allowed. Otherwise, not allowed. Right? Now, so now let you see. This is my table now. Yeah, already created. Fine. After created this table, let you call to this table. There is no data, and let you see, guys. Yeah. Values of 1021 ID, and product name is, for example, okay, for example, some product name is, yeah, some product name is C language. So this is my first record, guys. So without having any problem, successfully it was executed. And come back to your table. Come back to your table. Okay, so accepted. But in the second attempt, I'm using C++. Okay, I'm using C++. Okay, to execute this one. So insert into test 5 values 1021 and C++ I'm inserting. But guys, tell me already 1021 is existing on EID column, and that EID column is what now? Unique constant column. But tell me 1021 is a duplicate value now? Yes or no? Yes. So that means duplicate data is accepted by unique constant. No, not accepted. So that's why it was showing error, guys. Once I have to execute it now, showing error. So what it was telling here, the violation of unique key constant source ID number, the constant cannot, that means cannot insert a duplicate key object in the test of I table, and the duplicate value is called as a 1021. So it's a clear cut, the error message, it was showing us which type of error is occurred. Okay, now so that will be passing here. So that's what happened here. We can insert your duplicate data, but it is not allowed. It was showing error. In the same to same, let you see test number 5 whether it is allowed or not allowed. Okay, in the same to same, now I want to change this one, but I'm changing this one. See, but unfortunately, your product name is also unique type. So unique type means it is not going to be accepted by your what we can say, guys, here record. It is not allowed. Again, same error, unique constant is highlighted, so ID number cannot duplicate, so cannot insert duplicate data in the test number 5, and a duplicate key is a C. So that means what you understand finally, unique constant columns. Unique constant columns are accepting, okay, are accepting nulls but not duplicates. So now we can see I'm inserting this one. This is also not allowed. But in the next level, if I want to send here 1022 and I'm passing here, so plus plus, I'm going to execute it now, and to execute it now, see, then it will be accepted. Then it will be accepted. So unique data only accepted, but duplicate data is not allowed. But a unique constant problem is what now, guys, here? It is not allowed. It is not allowed duplicates, but unfortunately, okay, it was allowing what now? Null values. See, duplicates are not allowed, but nulls are allowed here. Let you come out and see. Let you come out and see. Nulls are allowed here. So this is what we called as, guys, here unique constant, we can say. In the same to same, next one we will go for the next constant is what? Not null. So in not null constant, okay, this constant how it was going to restricted nulls into column but allowed duplicate values into a column. Okay na? Right. So nulls are restricted by not null but allow duplicate by not null. So now let you see guys here. Suppose in the example, suppose in the example, now we can see I'm creating one table. I'm creating table and the table number test number 5. I'm passing serial number integer not null comma loc to varchar of some time, and here also I applied not null. Okay, so your not null constraint I was applied on two particular columns guys here. The two particular column I want to use. Oh, this name already existing, huh? 6 now. Now we can go to execute this one. So your test 6 table is also accepted guys here. And if you go to a test 6 table, okay, okay, test 6 table. And now you can insert guys here. Insert into test number 6, sending values for null comma the location is Hyderabad. And now I'm inserting here guys here. So carefully observe. You cannot insert the value null into a column. The data type, okay, or the database table, what was going to be showing us. Okay, not null. So is not allowed into serial number column, and the column does not have nulls. Insertion was failed. In the same to same, for example, if I'm giving here serial integer type number 1 and serial name is ward, but here 1 comma ward means yeah both values are successfully accepted guys here, because these are not null, these are the unique values. But when you send here 1 comma C plus plus, if I'm sending, then execute, one row is successfully accepted into your database table, and finally you have to call select a star from So test number 6, you can see. So one word is accepted, one C++ is accepted. That means your serial number one is one duplicate data. So duplicate data accepted, guys, here. Nothing problem. Duplicate data accepted here. But the thing is what now? When I'm inserting here, nulls. When I'm inserting here null, then these nulls are not allowed into our table. Okay, it was showing some error. So it means not null constraint is not allowed nulls, but allowed what now? Duplicate data. But allowed what now? Duplicate data. Okay, right. Duplicate data is allowed, but nulls are not allowed in this column, in this constant type. Okay, right. This is not null constant, how it was restricted your nulls, right? Now, and the next one is, the next constant is check constant. So check constant is used for to check a value is valid or not, valid or not. Okay, now, right. If value is valid, then accepting into a column, a column. Otherwise, otherwise not allowed. Otherwise allowed. Okay, now, right. Let you come out and see, guys. Create table name test 7, and I will take here EID integer. Okay, and I will take here salary money. Check. So check condition I'm passing here, check of salary which is greater than to 8,000. Sorry, this is greater than to 6,000. So here, guys, careful observe in my table. Whatever we are inserting the data, whatever we are inserting data into column, we are inserting data into column. That value is going to be checked with condition, whatever the condition was given by user. This condition will be checked now, whether true or false. Whether true or false. Okay. So if value is true, allowed. If value is not true, then not allowed. Okay, now? All right. First of all, I want to create this table along with the check constant. Let you execute. Okay, now? Right. And now I've been inserting some data, guys, here. And see salary I'm passing here 5,500. So when I'm passing 5,500, this 5,500 value is going to be checked with your checking condition. Check with your checking condition. And now tell me, guys, here, this record is inserted or not inserted? Come on, guys. 1021, is it is inserted or not inserted? It is not allowed. Not inserted in. Because 5005 is less than to 5000. Is that so? Yes or no? Yes. Now what I want to do, if I want to try to insert this one, showing error, and it was giving one information to us, the insert statement conflicted with check constraint. Okay, so and so ID number, the check ID number. The conflict occurred in the database MyDB 6 p.m. test 7 quality salary, salary column. So this is not allowed. And same as usual, if I want to call my table, so no data. But the same thing when I'm using here, suppose 6,000, okay, suppose I'm using 6,500. Now tell me guys here, this data is allowed now? Yes, it is allowed. Because your condition is satisfied guys here. So that is the reason your record is this is your record is allowed. So one row is affected, and after 7 you can see 6,500 is allowed, but 5,500 is not allowed. 5,500 is not allowed. Okay now, so this is check constant. That means checking the values whether it is valid or invalid. That information is going to be checking this, right? Now, so when your value is satisfied the given condition on particular column, then allowed. If it is not satisfied, then not allowed. Okay now, so this kind of data checking I can do by using of check constant here. And the next one is called as what now? Primary key constant. The next constant is called as what now? Primary key constant. So basically, primary key constant, the people are saying that it is a combination of unique plus not null. Unique plus not null. So that means whatever the unique constant nature, whatever the not null nature is there, the both the combination of constant nature is having by primary key. Okay, now understand that is having by primary key. So that is the reason primary key what it was going to do to restricted duplicate data and also restricted what now nulls into a column. Understand now? So because of reason, it is going to be combination of it. That is unique nature of not null is having by primary. That's why both kind of data we can go to restricted guys. That is very important. And another important point is what? Another important point is what now? All constants are we can apply more than one on a table structure. So unique constant you can apply multiple times. Not null we can apply multiple times. Default can apply multiple times. Check constant you can apply multiple times. Foreign key you can apply multiple times. But a primary key is not like that. A table is having only one primary key constant. So this is very important for your interviews also. primary key is having only one primary key on a single table. More than one primary key we cannot apply, right? And let you see some example, you can understand now. So create a table, the test number 8, carefully observe here, p code integer, and I was applied primary key. Product name is varchar. Product name is varchar2. Varchar. Suppose here also are you applied primary key. Here also are you applied primary. Now guys, tell me here carefully. Okay. Now guys, tell me carefully. Here, how many primary keys I was applied on my table, guys? Here, come on. How many primary keys I used on my table now? 2 primary keys. But as per the rule of primary key, it was having only one. Then it was showing error. So what it was showing error, guys, is clearly observed. Error statement cannot constant to the table test 8. Is not allowed multiple primary keys. That means what you understand, guys, here? Every table is having only one primary key. Every table is having only one primary key. That is a nature, that is a condition of your primary key. So that's why from any one column you can apply your primary key, guys. From any one column you can apply your primary key, right? And now you can see now only one primary key was applied, and now it, after allow this, let you test now, guys. Here test number 8, send of so P code 1021 and C language, if I send, so this is my first record successfully allowed. But in the second time, if I'm sending C++, then it is not allowed because 1021 1021 already existing. So when you insert this one, it is not allowed. Suppose if I want to go for to the primary key column, I'm inserting null, and to execute it, null is also not allowed. So duplicates are not allowed, nulls also not allowed. It means that which type of values allowed, guys? Here only unique values are allowed. So 1022 is allowed. Okay, but there is no duplicate and the nulls, only unique values. So this is the what, guys, here the nature of what now primary key constant. Okay now. So these are all our constants, guys, predefined constants. We just applying on your table structure to restricting your data. Valid of data is sending, then immediately restricted. Okay now. So these are primary constants. Last one is what now foreign key, and foreign key is going to be using for making relationship purpose, and those relations how to create in between tables, that we will see on Monday session. So Monday we will go for a relation, foreign key relations, how to create in between tables. Okay, so that we will see in the Monday session. Okay now. So right, guys, thank you so much, guys, and we will meet on Monday. Okay, right.